Kabisa.
Anyway, from matters to do with the economy, Mr. Kemodo, let's dive into the national news. That is matters to do with the IEBC.
Yeah.
Legal queries. Muturi says president disregards rule of law, and they're saying Ruto ignores, that is, a president ignores court order and appoints new IEBC officials. And they're saying that Ethicon becomes poll agency boss in Gazette notice dated that is June 10. And President William Ruto has appointed new commissioners for the electoral agency and defiance of court orders. That is, Mr. Erastus Edung Ethicon is the new independent electoral and boundaries chairperson, that is in the Gazette, and notice that is in June 10. And the president also appointed the registrar of political parties, that is Anderito Hassan Nur and Hassan Nur Hassan, Francis Odhiambo Adwal, Fahima Arafat Abdallah, Moses Mukwana, and lastly Mary Sorobit as commissioners. And they're saying that wanna argue, Mr. Kemodo, that firstly, the petitioners argued that the 4 of the 7 nominees, Mr. Edicon, Mr. Nur, Mr. Surbit, and Ms. Nderitu, were ineligible for the selection and nomination because of their previous jobs and political connections. That is one of the reasons that they say, Mr. Kemodo.
Yes.
Secondly, the petitioners argue that the president failed to consult the opposition during the selection process. Those are the reasons in your opinion, Mr. Kemodo.
Okay. So hiyo issue that is ya IEBC bado niliona bado imerudi kule kotini, na we are still waiting now for the way forward, but unajua bado time ina elapse because kuna ile time frame ambayo IEBC wanahitaji just for preparedness. Then the other thing, wakati opposition anasema hawakuhusishwa, haya majina yote, especially now the selection of the selection panel, the selection panel, hizo majina yalikuwa forwarded wakati kulikuwa na ile that is kuna ile agreement ambao walikuwa nayo, that is hata ilifanywa kule Bomas ya the opposition na pia the government. And the chair alikuwa, that is ni former vice president, that is Kalonzo Musyoka, that is pia ikiongozwa na that is the majority leader wa kule parliament, that is Ishongwa. So hao ndio walikuwa na lead, na wakati walikuwa wanachagua hii selection panel, ilikuwa hii selection panel ndio iweze sasa kufanya hii kazi. So wakati pia wanasema hawakuhusishwa, maybe something needs to be explained better, and also who is on opposition, because pia ni kama haijaeleweka sana nani yako opposition. Yes, because it also need to be defined correctly, nani huyo hasa kwa opposition, ndio tuweze kujua. So kuna hii mambo pia naona pia imeangaziwa hapo kwa gazeti la Standard, that is on the issue to do with the IEBC. But the fact remains that it doesn't matter who is in that position, as long as that person does what is needed to the constitution. Because even if atawa kitoka bado wengine wakikuja, bado kutakuwa na complaint. So I don't know now where hii itaendelea hadi lini, because unajua sasa the real issue is time in a elapse. And now the other thing is that wale ambao wanashughulika na haya mambo, they should also ask themselves, what if time that is the IEBC kose enough time ya prepare for election, now what will happen? How is the constitution now try to define it? Because unajua now hizi ofisi zimekuwa na complaint si tangu saizi, tangu election tuanze kuwa nayo pale, wakati that is tulikuwa na other commissioners ambao walikuwa nao pale. So I think now the best thing they can do, and also now maybe the advice of the court, is to ensure that wale ambao wako pale mambo yamefanyika vizuri, because kumbuka kuna ile preparedness, kuna ile zile kiti zile the equipment zinafaa ziwe ready, kuna the materials zinafaa ziwe ready, kuna also the budget, because pia tungetaka kuona kama the CS amepatia IEBC enough budget.
And you remember Mr. Kemodo, February IEBC walikuwa wanasema they need 60 billion.
Yes. So unajua sasa hii pesa lazima ikuwe inatengewa in each and every physical year, because sasa wasipopatiwa kwa that is this financial year ambayo inakuja, inamaanisha kuna some of the exercise, because kama saizi kuna some of the areas ambao hawajafanya by election, kuna some of the areas hawana MCA, hawana MP, hawana senators. Kwa sababu sasa hakuna election, by election ingefanyika pale. Then at the same time, hata kama tunafanya sensitization ya watu wachukue that is the ID, yes, wengi wamechukua, but you cannot register as a voter because the system saizi hazijafunguliwa because we don't have the commissioners. So there are so many other things that kila mtu anafaa aangalie beyond the situation ambayo tuko nayo hapa, because it is very critical, because if this if they are not allocated enough resources, and if we continue in the next physical year with the same issues, it means that tutajipata mahali ambapo I don't know vile kutakuwa. So we are really hoping that kila mtu ataweza kuangalia, but the fact remains it is high time you also give tupatie support wale watu ambao wamepatia hizo positions ili waweze kuimplement mambo vile inafaa, as long as it will be done according to our constitution.
Okay, and let me read sentiment ya mtu hapa, that